3 a.m. You open your eyes. You don't know why. You weren't having a nightmare. No sound woke you. Nothing moved. And yet, here you are, wide awake. Something inside your skull is still running, and it has been the whole time. Most people assume that when they sleep, everything inside them goes quiet. The body rests. The mind switches off. A kind of temporary death before morning. They are wrong. While your body lies motionless in the dark, your brain is running one of the most complex and critical operations in biology. It is processing, repairing, deciding. And somewhere inside that operation, deep in the chemistry and electricity of your sleeping mind, something went differently tonight. Something triggered, and your eyes opened at 3 a.m. To understand what just woke you, you need to understand what your brain was doing before you opened your eyes. Because sleep is not rest. Sleep is work. Your brain cycles through distinct stages throughout the night, each one performing a different task. The deepest stages slow your brain waves dramatically. This is when the body heals, when growth hormones are released, when cellular repair takes place across every system in your skeleton. But the stage that concerns us tonight is REM sleep, rapid eye movement. This is where things become strange. During REM, your brain becomes almost as active as when you're fully awake. Your eyes move beneath closed lids. Your muscles are temporarily paralyzed, held still by your own biology so you cannot act out your dreams. And inside the brain during this phase, the emotional centers are firing. The hippocampus, the brain's memory recorder, is replaying the day's experiences, selecting which ones to keep, compressing them, filing them into long-term storage. Your fears, your conversations, the moment that bothered you at work, the thing you almost said but didn't. Your sleeping brain is processing all of it, filing it, deciding what matters. And then, somewhere in that process, something flagged as unresolved. Something wasn't filed away cleanly. And that loop woke you up. Inside your skull right now, a battle is being fought between two ancient systems. On one side, the systems that promote sleep. Your circadian rhythm, the biological clock ticking deep inside your brain, is still signaling for rest. Melatonin, released by the pineal gland, is telling every cell in your body, it is night, stay down. On the other side, cortisol, your body's primary stress hormone, normally reserved for the morning, designed to jolt you awake for the day ahead, has arrived early. Cortisol levels naturally begin rising in the early hours of the morning. For most people, this happens just before dawn. But under stress, under anxiety, under the quiet weight of unresolved problems, it rises too soon. And when cortisol reaches threshold, your brain decides you are awake. Not because something is wrong, not because there is danger, but because your brain, billions of years of survival programming firing simultaneously, has sensed the internal chemical environment and concluded that now is the time to be alert. Your heart rate increases slightly. Your body temperature shifts. Your thoughts, which were dissolving into dreams just minutes ago, snap back into focus with terrible clarity. And now the thoughts begin. That email you didn't send, the appointment you might have forgotten, the conversation that replayed differently at 3 a.m. than it did at noon. Your brain is not tormenting you. It is doing exactly what it was designed to do. It is trying to solve the unsolved, to prepare you for threats that haven't arrived yet. It is keeping you alive. Here is the cruel irony of 3 a.m. The harder you try to sleep, the more you signal to your brain that something is wrong. Wakefulness is interpreted as threat. Threat triggers vigilance. Vigilance releases more cortisol. More cortisol makes sleep impossible. You are caught in a loop your own biology designed. Deep inside the brain, a structure called the amygdala, the brain's threat detection center, is running continuously. It does not distinguish between a predator in the dark and an unfinished task at work. To the amygdala, a problem is a problem. A threat is a threat. And in the silence of 3 a.m., with no daylight, no activity, no distraction, the amygdala's voice is the loudest thing in your skull. Every worry becomes vivid. Every fear becomes logical. Every regret becomes recent. This is not weakness. This is not a malfunction. This is the cost of having a brain that refused to stop caring about your survival, even after the sun went down. Even your ancestors who slept under open skies with actual predators in the actual dark needed a brain that stayed half listening, half ready. That brain is still in your skull, and tonight it decided the world was still worth watching. The brain that woke you at 3 a.m. is the same brain that has kept you alive every single day of your existence. It remembered every danger. It learned from every mistake. It filed every experience into a system so precise that you can recall a smell from 20 years ago in an instant. Tonight, it did what it always does. It stayed on watch. It processed what the daylight didn't have time to handle. It sorted what was important from what could be released. It prepared you, without your knowledge or permission, for whatever tomorrow requires. You may not have asked for this, but your brain did it anyway. The next time you wake at 3 a.m., eyes open, thoughts already moving, heart beating just a little too fast, remember, you are not broken. You are not failing at sleep. You are carrying a brain that has never, once, not in your entire life, stopped trying to protect you. Even at 3 a.m. Especially at 3 a.m. If the hidden world inside the human body keeps you curious, subscribe, because the skull holds more secrets than you know, and we are only just beginning to open it.